everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm making some marinara sauce. I got some of these tomatoes off of my homestead. I got some of these Roman tomatoes. I got some Heat Master and some Supersonic and some Lemon Boys. And I went to Walmart and bought me some basil, some oregano, some garlic, and some of this other sauce. We're going to use some of that. And I have some salt and some black pepper, a couple of onions, and some virgin olive oil. And I got me some canning jars, these ball quart jars. And they come a 12 pack. So I'm going to chop these tomatoes up and an onion and get them ready to puree. So I'm gonna make a couple of jars with some meatballs. So I got some hamburger out thawing, and we'll try to make some with marinara with meatballs for the spaghetti. For these tomatoes, I'll go ahead and take this part of the pit out, cut it out really clean, and then we'll quarter it up. So these are the tomatoes I got off my homestead, and they're really meaty. They're a good tomato. So these are what my Lemon Boy tomatoes look like. They're yellow flesh, so they won't change the difference in the quality of the marinara sauce. So I had a sample of these. They've got a kind of tangy taste to them, and they're really sweet, which will be really good in the marinara sauce. So now we got our tomatoes done. We'll go ahead and chop our onion up and our garlic, and we'll mix it in with that. I'll add some salt also with that. Okay, I got it all chopped up, the onion, and I kind of smashed the garlic and got all the shell off the outside. And now we're ready to puree our marinara. So I have my blender ready. I'm gonna add my onions. Just a few onions, a few garlic, and some tomatoes. And we're going to use a little bit of this oregano. Okay, we got our basil. Now we got our basil. And we have our oregano. Throw the whole leaf in there and the stem also to give a little flavor. So now I'm just going to kind of bump it. We got it all pureed. Now we're just going to do the rest of it, and we're going to cook it. Now we're going to add some salt. I like to use this Mediterranean salt. It has a good flavor to it. So we'll use a pinch of this salt. And then we'll just mix it in really good. Marinate some onions and garlic and some basil, and use some butter and olive oil to saute that with the onions and garlic. Okay guys, I got my oregano chopped up, I got my basil, the garlic, and my onions. So we'll go ahead and saute all this together. I'm going to use probably half a cup of the olive oil and probably a quarter of a stick of butter. So I try to use quality, so I like to use this grass-fed butter from Kerrygold, which has a really pleasant taste. So I'm just waiting for the oil to heat up, and got my stuff here ready to throw in there. I'm using this product also to give it some sweetness. This banana ketchup, and I want to use this up. I've been in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks now, so I bought this at the Asian store, but that's wonderful in spaghetti sauce. But if you want to use ketchup, it's a great idea. I would go with the organic unsweetened Great Value brand if you want to stay low sugar also. So I guess it's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions. Get our onions started, and then my garlic. Throw some garlic in there. And your basil and your other also. Get all of our aromatics in here. Get them cooking. Stir it up really good. Give us some good flavor. Yep, it's coming along pretty good. So I'm having salmon for my meal today. I got it all fixed up pretty nice. It's going to be really good. All right, let's add our tomato sauce, or tomato, or marinara. Wow, that's a bunch, probably about 3 quarts. So I'm gonna add this banana ketchup. So mix it in really good. And now we're gonna add some cracked pepper, black pepper. So we got our black pepper added, and we're just gonna mix that all in too. All right, guys, it's done. So I'm getting ready to make the meatballs for this. So I got about 4 pounds of this ground beef. And I'm gonna dice up me some garlic and mix this Italian herbal paste in there with it. And we'll add some salt and some pepper. So I have my salt and pepper added. Let's add my paste. All right, I got all my garlic. I got 2 cloves of garlic. Well, actually 2 bulbs of garlic. And we're just gonna mix all this together. All right, I got it all mixed up. I added a little more of that Italian paste. And I'm making these little bite-sized meatballs here. They're tiny, but you don't want to make them real big because we're going to put them in the jar with the canner. I'm going to pressure cook these also just like this. So I got some made, and I had to stop, and I'm having to boil some of my glasses. So I boiled the lids and the glasses together. I'm going to boil them for about 10-15 minutes until they're sterile. And when you put the sauce inside of your jars, you want to make sure you don't have any on the lip. That way you don't have a chance of spoiling. Well, I got all the meatballs done. There's 5 pounds of meat there. That's quite a few little meatballs. I boiled these glasses for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Well, actually 15 minutes or more. I wasn't keeping track of time, but 15 or 20 minutes is pretty good. So I just turn them upside down, turn them back around like this, let them dry out that way, then turn them back over and leave them upside down like that. So I'll take these meatballs and I'll pressure pan them or pressure cook them for about 30-35 minutes, or maybe 25-30 minutes. Never cooked in a pressure cooker meatballs like this. So I love this a Ninja pressure cooker. It cooks fast, and I cooked some beef ribs in the gang in this the other night, and man, it turned out so good. The meat was so tender and juicy. It turned out perfect. But I'm hoping that the meatballs will turn out really good too. So I just covered this up here. I'm just gonna fill half the jar up with the sauce, and then I'm gonna fill the other half with meatballs. Well, I'm preheating my dilly with my meatballs, and it'll be done in about 20 minutes or so. And then we'll add our meatballs and sauce together in the jar. and then I'll have to clean my pressure cooker again, and then we'll pressure cook our jars with the sauce and stuff in it so it'll seal good. So my meatballs are done, so we'll go ahead and start adding those to the jars. So I didn't have a jar funnel, so I took one of those gallon jug tea, and I cut it in half, and I can feed my meatballs to there without getting the lid or the rim of my glass all greasy. So after we're done, we'll go around this rim here, right here. And we'll wipe it down really good with paper towels and get it dried really good. So we'll get some of this broth too, and we'll just put them in there just like that. Some of that meat broth, add to the flavor to that. So it plugs up like that. We'll just shake them like that, and they'll go in there. So now it's time to put the sauce in there. You can see how many meatballs I got in there. So we'll just spoon it in there really good. I left this really chunky. You can reparate these again and put it in your blender. But I like a little chunk in my salsa, or my marinade, or my marinara. Just pour it in there. You don't want to have a big old mess. So we'll just ease it over here and dump it in there, and it'll slide right down into the jar. So we'll fill it up here to about this level, and then give it some headroom. I don't want to go up over that little curve right here. We go below that curve there. Give it some room for sealing. You gotta have at least an inch and a half, 2 inches on the top, the headroom for it. So I ended up with 5 jars of this marinara sauce. And take a look here, you got a few bubbles there. And so what I'll do is just take a knife, a steak knife, and go down to the sides. And kind of do that. You gotta be sure, you be careful, because you don't want any grease on the top of that rim around the top. So I'll just kind of lightly go around each one of those and get that sauce down in there. So the next step I'm going to do is go around the edges and just clean these lips really good. Make sure there's no oil or grease on them. Use a good dry piece of paper towel. Usually does the trick. So I'm going to put the lids on it now. I just put them on there just like that. We'll put rings on it, and get it all set up ready to can. So on the bottom of these lids, each of them have a little seal like that. Once it gets hot, it cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour. It depends on what elevation you're at. I'm gonna do mine 45 minutes just to make sure. 45 to 50 minutes. But when it heats up, it gets so hot in there, it sterilizes everything. And you don't want to tighten these rings down. Just kind of lightly snug them down. And you want to give it some room to breathe. Push the hot air out, and then when you're done pressure cooking it, you're gonna tighten them up, and it'll contract, and it'll suck that lid down to the top of that lip right there, and it'll seal. Uh-oh, Houston, we got a problem here. Well, see, the lid was they stick up too far. And it won't close, so we won't pressure cook them. We'll do like a Coke pack canner. So you want to be able to go like this to your ring. And so I'll just do it this way and co-pack, and I'll fill this up about halfway up on those bottles, and then we'll put a lid on her. And that one buys lonesome, so I think I might have a bigger pot than this, so I'll check and see. So yeah, I have a bigger one. This one was way too small, but this one I've got all 5 of them in there. And I even have a bigger one for if I want to put more. So I got the water about halfway up on the glass bottles. I may put just a little bit more in there, but I don't want to go over the line for the sauce. As when it starts boiling, it'll make them buck up and down. We don't want that. So I got a lid put on it, and when the water starts boiling, that's when I'll set my time for 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll turn the heat off and let it sit for 15 minutes, and then we'll take them out and tighten the lid a little bit and let it cool down. Then we'll tighten the lid pretty good, and then it'll seal up. So it comes to a boil. I'll do this for 1 hour. Let it boil for 1 hour. I may just turn it down a little bit, but you want to maintain a temperature where it's at right now. It's at 1 hour, and my elevation here is between 1,000 or 1,200, 1,200 or 2,000 elevation. So I'll cook this for an hour and 10 minutes. So it's been an hour since I've had it in there. See how that one there is bubbling? I just really don't like that, because you can get some food underneath the ring on the lip. So I'm hoping that it didn't get any leaching out. The water looks pretty clear down in there, so maybe we're good. I can hear it click. So we'll let it cool down, and then tighten them up. Give it about 15 minutes. So I took them out. We're gonna let them cool off. I already tightened the lid up, so when they cool off, it'll contract and suck those lids down really tight and seal them. So we'll check in a little bit after it's cooled off really good. Well, I finished up. They dried. They sealed really good, and they cooled off really bit much. Most of the fat went to the top, you can see, and they're ready to be put away in the food pantry now. But it took me all day to make these. This marinara sauce, but boy, it's good also. Alright guys, that's the end of my video for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, give me the thumbs up, share my video, and subscribe. And we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.